So you have something that looks like this, and when we look at sample 1, we have each paragraph, or each paper has a 3-paragraph introduction. And I encourage you, if you want, you can correct the grammar and writing mistakes. That's good. But while there are weaknesses in these papers, there's ways to improve these papers. There's still really good resources for us to learn from, and a good idea about you can see like, oh, it's 9 pages, but I can do this. I've got this. Another thing to point out is what's the topic of this paper? Is it news media? No, it's not news media. So what's good is that you can learn about how to write this paper, but it's going to be a very different topic. The topic is corporate social responsibility, which you should know lots about from having done paper 2. So let's look at paragraph 1, paper 1. So what do we learn in the first paragraph? What? Yeah, Tom's is a CSR company. Yeah, we don't have to have like lots of details. Tom's is a CSR company. So you can say something, if you put more than that, that's great. What's the second paragraph? What does it talk about?
Tom's CSR activity.
Yeah, so they talk about Tom's CSR activity and also CSR in general. So a broader approach to it. How about paragraph 3? What do we see in paragraph 3? Yeah.
The research.
Sorry?
The purpose of the research.
Yeah, so we learn about the purpose. So we get the purpose. What else do we get? Anything else? We get hypothesis. Yeah, H-Y-P-O-T-T. Yes, hypothesis. Hypotheses. So, yeah, we learn, it's nice, we learn quite a bit about this. We get to learn about that. So, how about in sample 2? What do we learn? What are they saying in the first paragraph? Yeah.
It gives you the definition of social responsibility.
Yeah, so CSR in general. So describe CSR. What about paragraph 2? What do we learn in paragraph 2? Yeah, thank you, Doug.
Talking about McDonald's.
Yeah, so we learn about McDonald's. What about McDonald's? Yeah, CSR policy / role. So this is what we're learning. How about paragraph 3? What's in paragraph 3? Anyone? Is Dari the only one that read this? Did anyone else read it? So what's in paragraph 3?
The goal of the research.
Yeah, so the goal, like we've got the purpose, which are similar, and then anything else? So yeah, do we have the hypothesis? Yeah, so they include the hypothesis as well. So, H-I-P-O-T-G. Okay, so we're learning about, we've got, even though this is for a CSR paper, we can still take these ideas and make them into directions that we can use in our news media paper. So, what are these? Do these use the same structure in the first 2 paragraphs?
No.
No. So how are they different? Oh wait, first let me ask. How about the third paragraph? Are those pretty similar, even though it's different topics?
Yes.
Yeah. So those are pretty much the same. How about, but the first 2? How are they similar? How are they different?
They are similar in talking about CSR.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they both talk about like CSR in general. What else?
They give examples.
They give examples. Yeah, they talk about their specific examples. So the thing is, it's basically they follow the same directions. They just switched. You can do that. It doesn't matter, like, so you have to include, at first, you have to include, like, overview. So you have to include an overview of the topic of news media. Doesn't have to be all of news media. You can whittle it down a little bit, but talk about what does your reader need to understand before they read your paper. So what does your reader need to understand about news media before they read your paper? So that's going to be an important thing. Like, make sure you have that overview. And then and the other thing that we can kind of learn from these from this format is what is your so like what topic is your research topic within news media? So what were you asking students about? What were you curious about? So these are the things you want to include in the beginning. You can put the overview first or the specifics first. You saw these are two papers, and any weaknesses or problems they have aren't necessarily a result of the order. You can use general. Either one is okay. So that's why I put one big box for paragraph 1 and 2, because you can switch the order whatever you prefer. But include both of paragraphs about both of those topics. All right, so then what's in paragraph 3? Yeah, your goal, your purpose, hypothesis, include that. So these are the general directions that you can follow so that you can write your paper, so you can write this paper. Probably a lot of you right now could write this. Yeah.
In paragraph 2,
yeah.
What is the second question?
What are you asking students? Sorry, I use SS for students. What are you asking students about? So yeah, what are you asking them about? Like, are you asking them about, like, because you're not just saying like, oh, what do you think of news media? You're talking about a specific topic within news media. So you can choose what order you put it in. Probably, like I said, a lot of you could write, like if I said, okay, everyone, write your hypothesis right now. A lot of you could probably do that. But I encourage you, maybe start thinking about it, and thinking about what you might want to say. Any other questions? All right, I have one more question for you. Are there references to articles in the introduction? Yes. Yes, there are. There are references. So remember that for when you're writing this paper. Include references. There's more references in the discussion part, but you should still be using references and including some of the main terminology and ideas. Any other questions? All right. Who feels good about writing the introduction? All right, okay, so that's okay. Like, go home, think about it, look at these examples some more. The paper, like I'm collecting the papers, but the papers are on Blackboard, so you can go, you can read them, you can print them, you can do whatever you want with them. But I want to collect those just to reduce paper waste. Now, you can, if you want, you can go home and make notes right here. You don't have to do anything. This is your reference. Now, turn the sheet over and do the same process with the methods. So you're going to look at the methods. Actually, we're doing it a little differently because one has a method section that I don't like and one has a method section that I think is a good example. Good to get exposed to both. So, similarly, I want you to think about like what's in paper, what do you see in sample 1, what do you see in these different paragraphs, and then we're going to think about which is easier to read, which is a better paper, and learn from that paper. So, take a few minutes, make some observations about the two papers, and we'll come back and develop some directions for writing the methods section for this paper. So, go for it.